He said, "Not tonight, I'm cold." But I slid closer, whispered in his ear, and showed him exactly how hot one wife's touch could be. That night, I didn't just warm him up. I lit a fire he couldn't put out. Please don't forget to subscribe and comment. And one request, please always keep a smile on your face. I'll never forget that night. It was just another quiet evening in our cozy suburban home, or so I thought. My name is Rachel Miller, and I've been married to Evan for nearly 6 years. We're both in our early 30s, still trying to balance our careers with keeping the spark alive at home. That balance isn't always easy, and sometimes, life gets in the way. But that night? It changed everything. I had just come out of the shower, my skin still warm from the steam, wrapped in one of Evan's oversized t-shirts. I had lit a few vanilla candles in our bedroom, something I hadn't done in a while. The scent reminded me of the early days of our marriage when everything felt new and thrilling. I was hoping we could reconnect, really take a moment for just the two of us. But when I crawled into bed and snuggled up to Evan, he barely stirred. I leaned in, kissed his shoulder softly, and whispered, "Baby, are you awake?" He sighed, not turning to look at me. "Not tonight, Rach. I'm just cold." At first, I blinked, a little surprised. Not because he said no, it happens, but because of how he said it. He didn't sound annoyed or tired. He just sounded off. And that word, cold. It wasn't physical, not really. I know my husband better than anyone. He was cold inside, distant, distracted. And I wasn't about to let him slip further away. Not without a fight. So, I didn't roll over or turn away. I kissed his neck gently and said, "Then let me warm you up." He chuckled, low and doubtful, but I could hear the smile forming. "Rach." "I mean it," I said, brushing my fingertips over his back under his shirt. "You've been running cold all week. Distant. Quiet. That's not like you. Let me fix it." He finally turned toward me, his brown eyes tired but searching. "It's just work. Deadlines. Pressure. And it's like, even when I want to relax, I can't shut off my brain." I tucked a strand of damp hair behind my ear and leaned closer. "Then let me help you shut it off. No work. No noise. Just you and me." His eyes softened, and for the first time that week, I saw the man I fell in love with peek through the stress. I took his hand, pulled it to my waist under the fabric, and guided his fingers along my skin. "See? Warm already." That got a real smile out of him, a lopsided, boyish grin that made my heart flutter. "You're trouble," he murmured. "And you need a little trouble," I teased. "Just let go." I slid over him slowly, kissing him gently at first, his lips, then his cheek, his neck. I could feel the tension leaving his body in waves. I wasn't trying to rush him or seduce him for my own sake. I wanted to remind him of who we were, of what we still had. "You always know how to get to me," he said, his voice dropping into that deep, gravelly tone that made my toes curl. I laughed softly, pulling his shirt off. "That's my job, Mr. Miller." And then I kissed him again. Deeply this time. Thoroughly. Like we had all the time in the world. Because in that moment, we did. Nothing existed beyond the soft cotton sheets, the flickering candlelight, and our bodies finding each other again. I let my hands explore his chest, feeling every line, every inch of warmth returning to him. Slowly, he pulled me down onto him, his arms wrapped around me tightly, as if anchoring himself to me. Our bodies moved together in perfect rhythm, like we were speaking the same secret language only lovers know. There was no rush, no need to impress, just passion layered in years of trust and love. I moaned his name softly into his neck, and he buried his face in my hair, his fingers gripping my hips as if afraid I'd disappear. "You feel so good," he whispered against my ear. "You feel like home," I whispered back. And it wasn't just words. I meant it. Because that night, I wasn't trying to be seductive or perfect. I was trying to be present. To heal something inside him that had been bruised by the daily grind. And slowly, I felt him melt under me, open up, give himself over. When it was over, we lay tangled in each other, breathless, his heart pounding beneath my palm. He looked up at the ceiling for a long moment, then turned to me with a lazy smile. "Okay, That officially made me feel super duper. I laughed, burying my face in the crook of his arm. Did you just say super duper? I did, he said, kissing my forehead. Because that's how I feel. Not just warm, like emotionally reset. I didn't realize how disconnected I was until you pulled me back. I missed you, Evan, I admitted quietly. And I'll keep pulling you back. Every time. He reached over and blew out the candles, then pulled the comforter over us. I'm not going anywhere. Especially now that I've got my personal heater and therapist in one sexy package. You better not, I said, nuzzling into him. We drifted off to sleep like that, tangled up, skin to skin. But the best part wasn't just that night, it was what happened after. That quiet moment unlocked something in us again. A week later, Evan started coming home a little earlier. He cooked dinner twice. He held my hand when we were watching TV, something small, but it felt like the past had slipped back into the present in the best way. We even started doing spontaneous little things again, like dancing in the kitchen while waiting for the kettle to boil, or kissing in the elevator when we thought no one was watching. It wasn't about grand gestures. It was about warmth. Real warmth. The kind that lingers long after the heat fades. I think sometimes relationships just need that gentle push. That one night where you say, I see you. And I'm still right here. And even though Evan said he was cold that night, what he really needed was to be reminded that no matter how busy, how tired, how far he drifted, he was never alone. And lucky for him, I'm really good at warming things up. So the next time he says, not tonight, I already know what to do. Because love isn't always about timing. Sometimes, it's about showing up when the other person doesn't know how to ask. And when I do, well, let's just say, he ends up feeling super duper every time. Please press the bell icon for more interesting. Your love and your precious time are very important to me.